Hi guys. Um, I'm wearing this little thing in my head today because why not? Merry Christmas, Karine. Веселого Різдва, John. Merry Christmas, Gord. Merry Christmas, Taz. Merry Christmas, Juju. Merry Christmas, Lauren. Hi, fella. Hello. Well, so I put one on Cinny too, but she really hates it, and so she didn't want to stay in it. So I'm the only one wearing this ridiculous accessory today. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hi, Joe. Merry Christmas. Hi, Veronica. Merry Christmas. So yeah, we put the Christmas tree up today. I frantically cleaned my entire apartment also today. This is Cindy's little hat, and it's she is super not down to wear it, so it's just here, lonely and hat. Um, there we have it. It's gonna sit here. Merry Christmas, Kristen. Merry Christmas, Henry. Hey, Prexis. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope that your Christmas Eve is going well and everyone is nice and half drunk and toasty. Sorry, YouTube, if that's against your policies, but it's Christmas and we're all adults here. I got myself a bunch of ice cream. I made some coffee, and that is my Christmas. Arm Ukraine. Hi, Grant. Merry Christmas. Well, actually, let Vasil wear it. He did. He did wear it. He's actually right now editing the picture that we took together for Christmas. So actually, it seems like there are some decent news for Christmas for Ukraine today. They don't have anything to do with my drone fundraiser that I'm going to shamelessly promote today because it's Christmas. But when Grumpy shows up here, which I hope is soon, I don't know if he's actually going to show up here, but actually maybe Fella can post a link at https, because YouTube /www beacons.ai/fundraiser. Okay, I think I did it right. If I didn't, oh no, I did it right. Okay, so hi everybody, Merry Christmas. Says Ukraine news for Christmas. So our fundraiser is, oh hi Grumpy. Why would you? I would if you would bother to tell us you were going live. Grumpy, the live has been scheduled for hours now. I don't know what you're talking about. Just because you don't check your notifications doesn't mean anything. So the fundraiser is starting today at $1,662.35. So this is a fundraiser for 6 Mavic DJI Mavic 3 Pro drones for 3rd Separate Assault Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. And if you would like to donate to it as a Christmas present for towards Ukrainian victory, the link to donate is in my link in bio on TikTok, and on YouTube I had just posted it and pinned it, and Fella posted it, and I posted it, and everybody posted it. So this year is the first year that most of Ukraine is celebrating with the rest of the world, because our Christmas used to be celebrated on January 7th. Why? Because it's, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm a horribly not religious person, and I believe it's because of the Gregorian calendar. So at some point, Russia actually forbade Ukraine to celebrate Christmas with the Bolsheviks coming. And for instance, the last time Ukraine celebrated Christmas on January 25th was in 1917. In 1918 already, Bolsheviks took over Ukraine, and they basically forbid any celebrations of religious holidays or anything of that sort, basically. There are actually some stories that I will tell you today about the celebrations of holidays in Ukraine that resulted in a lot of Ukrainian dissidents being punished and murdered and thrown into jail, and Ukrainian culture being repressed. And so one of those is Christmas. So basically, one of the big traditions that Ukraine has for Christmas is vertep, and this is sort of like a dress up. So you know how kids dress up for Halloween and they go from house to house and they, I don't know, kind of like trick or treat, right? So in Ukraine, this happens on Christmas and on Christmas Eve, and it's called vertap, and they're usually dressed in very specific characters, and they have roles. And so when vertap shows up on your door, it's like a performance, and you usually give them a little bit of money, and that's how it's called kolядувати. So vertap is the performance, and kolядувати is the action of you know of that. And so it's that's what happens, and it's a very it's a very cool thing. So Ukrainians used to do this from forever, and then Bolsheviks came and they forbade this tradition. So Ukrainians couldn't dress up for Christmas and go kolядувати anymore. And one of the main kolядки that Ukraine has is Щедрик. So you know it as Carol of the Bells. Actually, it was written by Mykola Leontovich, and it's not Carol of the Bells, it's Щедрик. The reason why Щедрик even made it to become Carol of the Bells is because Mykola Leontovich wrote it, and a choir left for New York, and they performed it in Carnegie Hall in New York in 1920s. And they performed it as Щедрик, and there is the first known recording of Щедрик in Ukrainian in Carnegie Hall, and it's actually very cool. I can't play it for you because it's gonna get copyrighted, but Carol of the Bells is really Щедрик. What happened later is that it went so popular that another Ukrainian composer wrote the lyrics into English, and it became adapted as Carol of the Bells. Meanwhile, Mykola Leontovich was hiding from repressions because he was spreading Ukrainian culture abroad, and the main point of the Bolsheviks was to repress Ukrainian culture. And so he was hiding in his in a village in Ukraine from repressions, and a KGB agent knocked on his door late one night, and he was pretending to be just a bypasser who needed a place to stay. So Mykola Leontovich and his family decided to take him in because they were good people. And in the morning, his dad heard a gunshot, and when he came downstairs, he found this KGB agent standing over his son's body. And then the KGB agent robbed the whole family and left. And that is how Mykola Leontovich died. So he was repressed and murdered by the Soviet Union because Ukrainian culture was becoming too rampant. We were too Ukrainian. You know, Russians really don't like it when we show our national belonging by any means. KGB communists, LOL. I don't know what's so funny to you about people being murdered for expressing their culture, but if you think that's funny, then I suggest you need to go to a therapist. I happen to have a psych degree, and I can actually recommend you one. I'm not a treating physician, nor would I ever take your case. But if you would like some therapy, I can suggest it for you. You know, mental health is very important, and I am so happy that you expressed to me how severely disturbed you are and how much you need that. So there is that. And what I'm trying to say is Ukrainian culture has always prevailed over Russia, and Ukrainian culture has always prevailed over all of the challenges that has been posed on us. And today, a lot of Ukrainians are thanking our ancestors because the reason why Ukrainian culture survived, and the reason why we can go kolядувати this year, and the reason why we can perform, vertep, and the reason why we can sing Ukrainian songs, the reason why we have our language, the reason why we have all of this, the reason why Ukrainian culture persevered is because a lot of people actually gave their lives for it to stay. So, for instance, in the Soviet Union, celebrating Christmas was not allowed. That's why New Year's became a much more prominent holiday than Christmas, and that's why actually a lot of Ukrainian families still give each other presents more for Christmas, for New Year's than they do for Christmas. For instance, when I was growing up, it's not a new account. I'm just temporarily banned from going live on my normal account. So, for instance, when I was growing up, I would get more presents on New Year's, and we would not get presents on Christmas at all. It wasn't a thing. So now it's changing, and a lot of families are actually exchanging gifts for Christmas. But here's the thing. The reason why we can celebrate Christmas this year is not only the brave Ukrainian resistance and dissidents in the past that stood up to the Soviet Union and celebrated Christmas anyway and kept the traditions, but also because of our armed forces. Every single generation of Ukrainians has dissent, right? And that dissent is against Russia. And it's very sad to sort of understand. And Christmas is supposed to be a happy holiday, but I feel like the more this war goes on, the less happy it is, because while a lot of people are captive by the holidays and the holiday spirit, a lot of people are celebrating the holidays in captivity. Ukraine does not celebrate Christmas on January 7th. Russia does, and Serbia does. This year, Ukraine officially switched to celebrating Christmas on December 25th, which we had done up until 1918 when Bolsheviks invaded Ukraine and forbade us from celebrating Christmas. So one of such dissidents that I want to tell you about is, you would think that the closer it got to independence, the easier it would be to celebrate Ukrainian culture and traditions. That's actually not true. In 1980s, Vasyl Stus, one of the most prominent Ukrainian poets, who was a dissident who died of natural causes after being thrown through Russian prisons for, I don't know, almost 2 decades, and his health significantly deteriorated, and that's why he died. So he died due to repressions. He was actually arrested. And the reason he was arrested is because him and a company of other Ukrainian dissidents, who were poets and writers and Ukrainian literary and cultural elite, they were celebrating Christmas in Lviv on Christmas Day, and they would do vertep, and they would do kolядки, and they would do all of these Ukrainian traditional things. They would wear vyshivankas, they would basically perform Ukrainian traditions for Christmas. And that was happening in Lviv because, it was further from Russia and it was kind of like easier. And so Vasyl Stus one year was getting treated in Morshin, which is close to Lviv, for his diseases. And his friends were there in Lviv, and he was invited to this celebration by the wife of Chernovil, the first wife of Chernovil. We'll get to him later, but he should have been the first president of Ukraine, but he wasn't, of an independent Ukraine. But so Chernovil and his wife had this celebration, and they all were there, but they didn't know that the KGB was actually holding a very tight grip on them, and they were spying on them, and they knew that they were, celebrating these holidays and speaking Ukrainian and doing all of these things. And so all of this event had 45 to 50 people, and about 18 to 20 people that were in attendance got arrested within 2 to 3 days afterwards because they had been found out. And those people were thrown into various prisons, and that's how their journey to basically losing their life began, because they were repressed, they were beaten, they were held in cells of prisons that did not have there were horrible prison cells. Vasil Stus died because of that. And so that is how Russia was eliminating Ukrainian descent. And the reason why today we know all of these songs and we know all of these traditions is because brave people like that had kept it for us. And then the reason we can celebrate it today is because while we can sit at home, and I can sit at home and I can have a beautiful Christmas tree, and I can go get myself ice cream, and I can talk to you guys, the armed forces of Ukraine are on the battlefield, on the front line, and they are protecting us, and they're protecting our culture and protecting our country. And that is the reason why we know Ukrainian traditions, and we know, and we can celebrate them, and we can sing, and we can perform, and we can do, we can eat kutya, which is a traditional Christmas dish, and we can do all of these things. I'm actually going to show you what kutya is, and I'm going to show you what pampushki are when I get to Ukraine. My flight is scheduled for the 29th. I'm not going to say I'm getting there on the 30th, because we all know how easy it is for flights to get canceled, delayed, whatever the hell, during the holidays. So it's scheduled for the 29th, and I'm supposed to land in Warsaw on the morning of the 30th. And my hat is crooked on purpose. Dawn, don't judge my hat. Don't judge my hat choices. Merry Christmas. I will see my grandma, and my dad's mom is actually the person who loves making kutya and loves making pampushki, and will literally make them after Christmas, and will make them for New Year's, and we'll just be so happy. So I will try to film like a vlog style thing of preparing all of these things for New Year's, and I will let her know ahead of time so I can do that. Привет, Jerry, and hi Grant, and hi TDS, and hi Makola, and hi Dawn, and hi. If I didn't say hi, Robbie, and if I didn't say hi to you before because I was rambling, I'm sorry. Just say hello, and I will say hello to you. Also, for those of you who are following me on TikTok, this is my backup account. My regular account is YEWLEEA. You can find it in my link in bio, because my link in bio is linking you to every single social media I have. This is my super backup account because, trolls love me because I talk about Ukraine, and so does China. So we have that. Merry Christmas, everyone. While I talk about Ukrainian Christmas and do the news about Ukraine, which I'll get to in a minute, I want to remind you guys that there is a fundraiser running for the Armed Forces of Ukraine for 6 DJI Mavic Pro 3 drones that are going to go to 3rd Separate Assault Brigade, and we are at $1,662.35 out of $15,000 necessary. And this fundraiser has been very, very slow because, it's the holidays and everyone has presents to buy and things to do. And of course, everyone has families, and it's been a very busy and very, very expensive season for most of us. But if you have $1 or $2 or $3 or $5, however much, if you have some money that came out of circulation in like 1980s or 60s or 40s, Deutsche Mark, for instance, literally, liras. I love liras. Actually, I really want the lira. But anyways, if you have anything that you feel like you can donate to this fundraiser, everything helps. Every bit really does help and go a long way. And the link to donate to the fundraiser is in my link in bio. Hi, Kat. Thank you. And it's beacons.ai/fundraiser. And on YouTube, it's pinned to the chat right here. And I will be announcing every donation that comes during the live. Hi, Rebecca's. Please, can I call you after this live? I really need you. Sorry, I've been trying to reach you. Hi, Chris. Hello, hello. Good to see you. So there is that. Also, I would like to tell you, I told you that Robbie, not that Robbie, but that John, Jon, here on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, well, he sometimes is on TikTok too. He is what's its face? He he loves gifts. And so he helped me with a gift for someone that you guys know as Robbie. And we do the podcast Ukraine War Brief together. And so Robbie was able to receive the one gift he wanted so much. So this is actually so funny. Robbie drinks so much coffee, it's not even funny. Like, this man is addicted. And after he went to Ukraine, he got even more addicted because we have really good coffee. He came back to America after the coffee in Ukraine, and obviously, which happens to most people, was like, oh my God, coffee here is horrible. Then he came to visit me in New York, and I have a Nespresso machine. And actually, Nespresso makes very good coffee. So if you have a Keurig, I'm so sorry, no judgment, but that coffee is watered down and it's not good. Anyway, so Nespresso coffee is very good. And Robbie has really, he's like been talking about an espresso and a frother for so long, I can't even. And then he went onto Discord, and on Discord he published that for Christmas, as a joke, for Christmas, he only wants an espresso with a frother and, a bunch of Russians. And so John over here reached out to me and decided to make Robbie's dream come true. So we got him an espresso. Well, mostly John, but I contributed as well. So there is an espresso machine that Robbie has already drank like 4 cups of coffee from today, which is not healthy. Please stop doing that. But Merry Christmas. And so there is that. Robbie is crazy sometimes. Jesus Christ, Robbie, right? Like, I'm just saying, we might have created a monster. We might have fed the monster. So there is that. Also, some interesting news for Christmas in Ukraine is, oh my gosh, honey baby, there is a troll on TikTok that screams "Ura" and then the name of Moscovia, of Mordor or the Mud Waters. Actually, did you know that Moskva actually means mud waters? Moskva, that's the name of the capital of Russia. It's actually not Moscow, it's Moskva, and it means mud waters. And it literally was like mud waters when it started. So I'll show you. It's like this. That's the actual name. Yeah. So it's kind of like it's like mud. Yeah, it means mud. So like Boloto is like if you are in like a forest, right? And you have this like muddy ground, but it also has like water, sort of. I keep forgetting the name, but it's like a body of water, but it's muddy. And one sec, I'll show you what it is. I'm just I keep calling it mud water, but I will show you what a boloto is. Okay, this is boloto. See? Swamp. Thank you very freaking much. Swamp. Moscow means swamp. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I always forget that word. It like always just leaves my head, so I just call it a mud water. But yes, it's a swamp. Literally, Moscow means swamp. And I don't mean it like offensively by any means. I mean, whoever named it knew what they were doing. But like, there we have it. And it used to be called Moscovia, so literally like swampland, and fitting. I wonder why they would steal the name from Kievan Rus and become Russia. Because an empire by the name of Swampland sounds so cool. DC was also literally built on a swamp. Yeah, for sure. But like DC is not named after a swamp. Anyways, so there is that. So in other news, Ukraine took down an Su-30 Su-34 fighter jet from Russia. A lot of places were built on top of a swamp, right? That's not that weird. But point is that Russia is actually mostly comprised of swamps, if you didn't know that. And for instance, half of Russia is taiga, and taiga is like a mud forest, and nothing grows there. It's like dead. And so Russia, while being so huge, has very few resources. The only resources it has is oil and diamonds that are so big, oil and gas, right? And diamonds. But those resources are actually not in the developed parts of Russia, like St. Petersburg and Moscow. They are in the underdeveloped parts of Russia that are in like Dagestan and Turkmenistan and Chechnya. So all of the little nations that Russia colonized. Yeah, and that's how it happened. Tell me, please, the population of Ukraine right now. Listen, troll, like I can see your questions and I can see where you're going with it. I don't know why you need the population of Ukraine. You can legitimately look that up online, and that's not going to change anything. Like, what do you need that information for? Nothing. You want me to answer what the population is and then say something stupid. Anyways, thank you so much for the rose. So Moscow is swamp waters. Also, for those of you who are following me on TikTok, I would like to let you know that this is my super backup account, and I'm active here like once in half a year. And my actual account is YEWLEEA. It's super easy to find. You know what? I'm just gonna try to put like a little sticker here so people know how to look it up if they need me. So this is my normal account. I am just temporarily banned from doing lives because of trolls like that guy. So no, where did it go? Why? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, Grumpy, just post it sometimes because it's difficult. So if you would like to keep up with Ukraine and me, then I would highly recommend that you go follow me on my normal account. And also you can find it in my link in bio. Yulia, cheap labor. I always wondered if the word Muskeg was derived from Moscow, maybe, but like literally, Moskov means swamp. So that's kind of the essence of Russia. But so yes, Ukraine took down an Su-34 fighter jet over Mariupol. Mariupol is incredibly far from the line of contact. It is so behind the enemy lines that there are many different ways that Ukraine could have done that. And one of those ways is an F-16. As we know, F-16s are supposed to show up in Ukraine in about 4 days to a week, as per a recent commentary coming from Norway. But I will not, here's the thing, we don't know. No one's saying anything, but based on the analysis that we have conducted, one of the most reasonable ways for Ukraine to do that would be an F-16 fighter jet. Although we don't know if Ukraine would be risking F-16 fighter jets so fast into receiving them. So, we shall see. But I do think that it might be a possibility. Usually, usually when they announce deliveries of things like fighter jets, they will say like, oh, they'll be there within a week, and they're either already there or will be there at a different time because we don't want to give Russia a heads up. But reality of the matter is, Sukhoi 34 was taken down over Mariupol, and that is way far behind the enemy lines. And there are only so many ways Ukraine could do that. Also, the plane I was making fun of that Australia gave us the other day, I wasn't making fun of it, Grumpy. I was just saying that the photo shoot they did for the plane was really hilarious because it was like, in the dark. It's 100 kilometers behind the enemy line. Yes, thank you, Grumpy. But it was like in the dark and it was all moody and stuff. I was making fun of the plane, grumpy. I was making fun of the photo shoot. The plane is very good. The plane comes with 100 people crew and supporting crew, and it's actually going to make sure that all of the shipments of humanitarian aid and weapons to Ukraine are safe. It can detect danger coming from like way far away, and it has some of the latest radar systems. So it's a phenomenal plane. That plane is like, it's a spy plane. It's a very cool spy plane. He, his wife, and 11-year-old son visited in-laws in August in Ukraine. Oh, that's amazing. Diane here, her son married a Ukrainian girl in the 90s because they met in the Peace Corps. And so that's what I was reading. Thank you, April, for supporting Ukraine. And Diane, that's really cool. Alessa, hi, thank you for staying. And also, again, if you are following this account, I suggest that you actually follow my main account, because this is my third backup account, because as a Ukrainian creator, that's what happens. Or I also have a YouTube, and all of that is linked in my link in bio, along with the fundraiser that we are running for the Armed Forces of Ukraine to buy them 6 DJI Mavic 3 Pro drones. And yeah, those are very important. Okay, so that is that on, the very interest on the taking down of Sukhoi. What is that true F-16 in Ukraine? So we don't know. We really don't know if F-16s are already in Ukraine, but it might be so based on the fact that this jet was taken down 100 kilometers behind the enemy lines. Also, Jerry, you said you're a Ukrainian American just like I am. I am actually not Ukrainian American. I'm just Ukrainian, and I live in America, but I was not born here. I wasn't raised here. I came here when I was 17 or 16 years old for like high school and then college. I know that my accent throws people off, but I was born and raised in Ukraine, and my family never moved from Ukraine. They've always lived in Lviv. So I'm the only person from my family who lives abroad. So while, it's kind of cute that people always think that I am in fact American, because I guess of the way that I speak, I am very much just Ukrainian, and that is what it is. Yeah, okay. Yuri Ignat, a representative of the Air Force within the Ukrainian Armed Forces, announced during the national telethon that Ukraine will soon receive modified F-16 fighter jets. He mentioned that the entire process is progressing according to the F-16 coalition framework. Partner states are aiding Ukraine in transitioning to the F-16, a new aircraft type for the country. The modification process is categorized into blocks, ranging from Block 15 to 70. Each aircraft has been upgraded based on the capabilities of the respective countries, as modernization is a complex undertaking. The primary focus of the modifications involved enhancing radars, enabling pilots to detect enemies at greater distances and track a larger number of air targets. Looking ahead, Ignat expressed optimism, stating that once Ukrainian pilots, the airfield infrastructure, engineers, and ground personnel are fully prepared to operate the F-16s, they can anticipate exploring even more advanced models. But it might be so that the F-16s are already there. We just don't know yet. And again, we are only doing some guesswork based on the Su-34s that were taken down. TDS. US citizenship? No, I only have one citizenship, and that is a Ukrainian citizenship. Thank you, Smiley. Yeah, I'm only a citizen of Ukraine. I am a permanent resident of the United States, but I am not a US citizen. See, that's the thing. Like, people usually think that I moved to the US when I was like 4 or 5 with my family or something like that. I came to the US like at 16 or 17. And I came for last year of high school and college, and then life just happened, and that's kind of how I'm here. But I speak English this way because I started learning it when I was 4 in Lviv, and my tutor was a native English speaker. So technically, English is like one of my first languages. So I speak it since I was like a kid, which is why I sound the way that I sound. But but I'm not, yeah, I'm not an American citizen. I have been here for 12 years, but it's been a very long process of immigration. I actually got my green card only this summer. Ta-da-da-dun, ta-dun. Um, Spoke, not speak. In the context in which I was saying it, it's actually spoke. I don't know if you know how tenses work, but I spoke English when I was a kid. I speak English since I was a kid. I've spoken English since I was 4. That's all the different um, tenses that you can use to describe this one situation, which is I've been speaking English since I was a 4-year-old child. Would you like to test my knowledge of English versus yours? Because I can guarantee you that you're going to lose that game, because unlike native speakers, foreigners usually actually know more, because I had to take all of these annoying classes in school where I had to learn grammar and all that. And if you would like to play that game, I betcha you're gonna lose. And if you want to be so annoying as to correct one word that you actually don't even know how to correct in that sentence, then two can play that game, Bubba. Anyways, sorry, I love trolls. Trolls are my favorite things on the planet, especially in Christmas. It's like, it makes my day, like it's fun, it's entertaining. I blow off some steam, so I apologize. Especially, I love the trolls that'll come in and tell me that I'm a CIA agent because I'm not Ukrainian. I sound American. Then I love the trolls that tell me that I'm trying to pretend to be American, but I'm actually Ukrainian. And then I also love the trolls that come here and tell me how to speak English, and they will like sit there and literally wait for like one mistake or something and be like, haha. And I'm just like, dude, honey bunny. Sweet baby child. Anyways. Anyways, I speak Canadian English, so Yulia won't kick my ass, no problem. I mean, hey, listen, I don't know what English I speak. People think I'm from Minnesota or like Ohio all the time, and I do not understand why. Like, yeah, I have no idea. I'm not Midwestern. I'm not Midwestern by any means. I've lived in New York my entire time in America. And yeah, I'm very happy I do not have a New York accent, because like, nope, not my thing. Hi, Sam. But oh my gosh, babe. Merry Christmas to you. Have a holiday you deserve. Anyways, imagine you were in control of a regiment. I'm not trying to be in control of a regiment, but not for the reasons for which you think. Ohio women not as, oh my gosh, first of all, that is really gross to say. There are many women in Ohio, and saying that Ohio women are not as attractive as I am is gross generalization. I'm sure there are many attractive women in Ohio, and also, like, how are you going to say that? There are literally hundreds of thousands of people. What is it? What's the population of Ohio? Is it like is it millions of people, or is it hundreds of thousands? Because North Dakota is huge, but then the population of North Dakota is like 600,000 people. So I don't know. But anyways, there are plenty of people in Ohio, and I'm sure some of them are very, very, very attractive. What the fuck? Anyways, also there are lots of Ukrainians in Ohio. We have a ton of people either way. Oh, Sam, are you in Ohio? Millions. Okay, so there we have it. See? Okay, according to a recent report from the World Health Organization, Russia has seen a significant surge in COVID-19, placing it at the top in terms of reported infections. Within the last 28 days, the global tally of coronavirus cases has risen by 52%, with a total of 850,000 registered infections worldwide. The report highlights that Russia recovered 279,400 new cases of COVID-19 over the past month alone, surpassing other countries that provided data to the WHO. Additionally, Russia ranks among the top 3 countries globally with the highest number of fatalities attributed to the coronavirus, as mentioned in the report. Well, that and rat fever. Oh, Dawn. That and rat fever. Yes, rat fever is back. I forgot what the actual scientific name for that virus is, but there was a biologist who did a whole video on it. And yeah, hantavirus. Thank you. Yes, so hantavirus is rat fever, and there are way too many cases of rat fever on the front lines on the Russian side. First of all, they're not treating it. Second of all, with coronavirus, so Russia came out with a vaccine called Sputnik. It doesn't work. Spoiler alert. And that is the vaccine that Russians were using during the peak COVID outbreaks. I mean, if they were using, because obviously most Russians believe it's a conspiracy theory to control your mind. And wasn't it Russian? It was both Russia and Belarus that said that they could fight coronavirus with Russian steam rooms and vodka. So yeah, good luck with that. Anyways, but at the front there is rat fever because obviously Russian soldiers are not being treated medically. They're also being thrown back into battle. Like if they have a severe injury, they will still be thrown back into battle. And basically there are lots of rat bites, and they don't have any antibiotics, nor do they have any anything to neutralize that. And so they end up getting all of these infections and spreading them. So yeah, there is that. Poor hygiene and no cats. Yeah, exactly. It spreads really, it spreads like hotcakes really fast. Also, to anyone asking if this is my new account, no, this is actually my super backup account. If you actually want to receive news about Ukraine daily through lives and frequently through videos, then you should probably follow my main account that Grumpy is going to post in the chat. And that account is at YEWLEEA. It's also available in my link in bio. And yeah, this is just my super backup account for those of you on TikTok, because, I can go live until the 26th, unfortunately. So yeah, Foreign Minister David Cameron stated that the British government aims to sustain or potentially increase its aid to Ukraine in 2024, maintaining or even expanding on the previous year's level. Cameron highlighted potential plans for additional support, expressing the government's interest in transferring certain spending components to a multi-year basis. He shared these insights in an interview with the Sunday Telegraph newspaper. In 2022, London extended military aid to Kyiv totaling £2.3 billion and pledged an equivalent amount for 2023. However, commitments for 2024 have not yet been officially announced. The British government has already supplied Ukraine with various military equipment, including long-range Storm Shadow missiles, Challenger 2 tanks, AS-90 self-propelled howitzers, and M270 multiple rocket launchers. Well, the UK has been very consistently our supporter, so there is not much commentary I can give you on that, but the UK has been doing anything and everything and has been doing better and better each time. Ukrainian police showed a video of a rescue of a dog from the rubble of a house in Kherson. The building was shelled by Russian artillery at night. Fortunately, the dog survived. This is what it looked like. Oh, Merry Christmas, Justin. Yeah, well, they saved the puppy, and that's what matters. I am very sensitive to animals being, in distress, obviously, because of the creature that's lounging right there. Well, Cindy, for the first time, she's not in that. So this is her carrier, that I'm gonna bring her into the airport in, and this is the first time, in the whole day, that she has not been in the carrier. Wow, so I got confused. But for those of you who are joking, one day we will be saying we knew President Yulia way back when. This is so funny, but the amount of people in my comments on Instagram who are Ukrainian, who tell me they wish I was the president is like absurd. And that just terrifies me, because that shows me how little people understand in terms of like what it takes to be president. I would never want to be president of any country, including Ukraine. The only position that I would actually consider and would probably be be good at, which is not that. I would not want to be president. Like, what the fuck? Merry Christmas, Bill. I would consider being Minister of Foreign Affairs. I would consider, like, as in like, not like, oh my gosh, I would consider it. It's just like, it's immense responsibility, and I know I would actually be good at something like that. But it is a lot. It's not just, it's not just communication. It's not just sort of like, it's not just communication with various countries in the world and sort of partnership and cooperation, but also it is a lot, any government job of that level is a lot of paperwork and a lot of sort of mathematical figuring out of things and budgets and stuff like that. And that's the part that I would not be super interested in. But yeah, I would love to work in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, or do like Speaker of the President's Office or something like that, or like, like press secretary or something. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I would like to work with foreign affairs. I don't know if I would want to be minister, unless like I did have a lot of experience and training in the office itself, and then was like, oh, okay, well, now we can talk. So yeah, a lot of pressure. Yeah, agreed. But it is what it is. Okay, let's not jump as far away as like deciding that press secretary, or that would be good for me. Let's see, maybe one day. Right now I'm nowhere near any government jobs, but I would like that. Press secretary, might have to clean up your language. Well, I mean, I can talk professionally when I need to. I used to actually do my lives very professionally, but then at some point I just stopped giving a shit, because in the current climate, it just, I don't care. But yeah. Okay. The Ministry of Defense of Ukraine announced that in January 2024, the artillery coalition to enhance the Ukrainian army will commence cooperations in Paris. The armed forces of Ukraine aim to acquire a greater number of French 155mm Caesar self-propelled artillery systems already in service with the Ukrainian army, and are prepared to make the purchase. Moreover, next year will witness tests integrating Caesar fire control with artificial intelligence. This advancement is expected to reduce ammunition consumption for targeting and hitting by 30%. That's really, really cool. I really love how much innovation Ukraine has been doing in the battlefield. And like, I wish that it wasn't coming from necessity, like, oh, we just don't have any other choice because we don't have these systems that we need. But it's actually very cool to observe how much Ukraine has actually, like figured things out, and how much Ukraine has, just modified things and invented things. I think it's really, really cool. Border guards performed Shchedrik in the open air in the center of Kyiv on Christmas Eve.
Щедрик, щедрик, щедрівочка, прилетіла ластівочка, стала собі щебетати, господаря викликати. Вийди, вийди, господарю, подивися на кошару, там овечки покотилися, ягнички народились. Тебе товар весь хороший, будеш мати мир хороший. Тебе товар весь хороший, будеш мати мир хороший. Тебе жінка, чорноброва, хоч не гроші, то полова. Тебе жінка, чорноброва. ластівочка прилетіла.
This is so nice, but also so very, very sad. Christmas Eve on the front line. We cannot express how grateful we are for all of our guardians on the front line. So obviously this is not accurately representing reality, because most of our defenders are actually in bunkers, not outside with a table and with all of this food. Most of them are underground. But, you know, it's sort of a representation of the situation in which they find themselves. Instead of being with their family, they are with their they are at the front. So there is that. And here is another video from United 24, which, you know, I love United 24 for those. A tank instead of a mistletoe. How do Ukrainian soldiers mark Christmas on the front lines? And this is what that looks like. Merry Christmas! Oh, hi! Hi, Slickline. Ah, thank you.
Свято наближається, свято наближається, свято наближається, свято наближається.
This war can't cancel Christmas. And, you know, one of the things that I actually regret is in those food rations that we sent there, at some point after I had already purchased them and sent it, like literally 2 days later, they made kucha rations. And I was like, are you kidding me? Kucha is a Christmas dish, and I could have sent, 65 kuchas, but it was 2 days later, and I'm so upset that didn't happen. Also, we just got a Christmas donation in the amount of $50. So we are now at $1,712.35. And that is fantastic. So if anybody would like to donate for drones for the Armed Forces of Ukraine, specifically 3rd Separate Assault Brigade, in my link in bio, if you go to my profile and you click on beacons.ai, it'll bring you to a page where there is a fundraiser for drones. I mean, it's the only fundraiser there. And there is PayPal, Venmo, Revolut, and Monobank. And we are aiming to buy 6 DJI Mavic Pro drones and batteries for them if there is leftover money, because sometimes you can get them cheaper than their average price. And all of that money is going to go to 3rd Separate Assault Brigade for 6 Mavic drones. And it's a very important fundraiser. It's the largest one I've ever done, and it's also the slowest going one I've ever done. And usually I think 2 weeks into the fundraiser, we would at least be halfway through it. But it's also holidays, and oh, we just got another $5, which makes it $1,717.35. And you know what? Every small donation counts. Like people often apologize for small donations, and there is nothing to apologize for. Like, every donation is a large donation, and every donation is phenomenal, and every donation helps, and every $1 is a big donation, because 100 people donate $1, and that's $100. While if 100 people think that $1 doesn't matter and don't donate it, then that's not $100. So if you can, on YouTube, it's pinned right here, and if you can on TikTok, it's in my link in bio. The war is lost. Yes, for Russia, don't worry. Ukrainian air defense shot down a Russian Su-34 fighter jet in the direction of Mariupol. The Air Force of the Ukrainian Armed Forces has not yet confirmed the downing of the Russian Su-30, as previously reported on the internet, although they clarified that there was combat work on the aircraft in the Odessa direction. Dun, 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 dun. Happy holidays. Christmas Eve at the 72nd Separate Mechanized Brigade, and this is what a frontline Christmas looks like. This is a bunker in which these soldiers have a Christmas table, and that's how they celebrate. And it's very sad, but also, the fact that they figure out how to celebrate and the fact that they figure out how to make the most of it is, I think, incredibly inspiring. And it's I for one am very grateful to the armed forces of Ukraine for the fact that my family could celebrate Christmas today, and could have it's called Holy Supper in Ukraine. So I'm very happy for that. But also, as a Ukrainian, I don't feel festive at all. And I don't really feel like I want to have a large celebration because it feels like excess, and I'm happy that a lot of cities are able to do so. I'm happy we have like Christmas trees that were donated by people and people are maintaining the spirit and, showing Russia that you can't take happiness away from us no matter how hard you try. But at the same time, I also just, I want to make sure that those soldiers on the front lines, that are my friends, your friends, someone's relatives, someone's sons and daughters and fathers and brothers and sisters are they know that we are in fact very, very, very grateful for them. And that the only reason why we can have this normal and the only reason why we can have this evening with our families is because they can't. And I know that sometimes it might seem like people are not grateful. And I know, because when you're, when you're in a trench and you're in the cold and you're protecting your country and you're watching people go about their days and drink coffee and whatnot, it must be hard. But I would just like to say that there are definitely more people than not that do care, that are very grateful, and that owe you our lives. And by that, I really mean owe you our lives. And I, for one, will do everything that I can in order to make sure that I can provide everything I can provide to help them be more protected, be more effective, and know that people care. So that's that. And I know there is a large community of people that shows up here every day that feels the same way. So Merry Christmas, you guys. Also, before you leave, I just saw that there was another very generous donation, and we are now at $1,842.35. So that is climbing very, very fast towards $2,000, which would be more than 10% of our fundraiser. That is $158 away from being at $2,000, which would mark a new milestone. But what I want to say is Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas, and don't take things for granted. Just appreciate things that you have. Just appreciate people around you and appreciate the rights. It sounds so stupid, but appreciate the rights and freedoms and, the things that you were taught in your childhood and the things that you're allowed to do, because you never know when you are not going to be allowed to be you anymore, and you will have to fight for that, you know? So there is that. What I'm trying to say is don't be entitled and be grateful for everything you have and for everything that is around you. And just, you know, hug the people that you care about. Thank you. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. And for those of you who somehow found me on this TikTok account, this is my super duper backup TikTok account. And my actual account is linked in my link in bio, and it's at YEWLEEA. It's this. I will show you, but it's going to be reflected. So Merry Christmas. So it's this. And I would suggest, if you want to keep up with Ukraine and keep up with, you know, these lives and keep up with my reporting and keep up with finding new things out about Ukraine, then follow that account, because that's where I am usually every day, and on YouTube. But here I only show up when my other backup is banned by trolls and my main account is banned by trolls from lives. So yeah. I will see you guys there. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your presents tomorrow. I want to hear about all the cool things that you guys get. Merry Christmas. And oh my gosh, that's so cute. A snowman. Thank you, Nick. Oh, you're Australian. Or is it Australia, or is it, I don't see. Oh my gosh, or is it or is it New Zealand? I don't see. Yes, Australia. Oh my gosh. See, oh my God. See, if you have a YouTube, Nick, I highly suggest that you join our community of live streams on YouTube under YEWLEEA. You know why? Because we have quite a few Australians there. And I consistently make fun of the koalas with chlamydia. And just the fact that Australia is so cool and I really, really want to go, but everything in Australia seems to want to kill you, including the koalas with chlamydia that look so cute, but will literally like your face. So anyways, we have a lot of Australians here that are very, that, you know, that do like to defend Australia and the massive snakes and the spiders and the ants and the kangaroos that also want to drown you and stuff. Anyways, it seems like such a welcoming fauna and flora that you have there. But I do want to go to Australia. Anyways, it's very nice to meet some you guys who are new here. I will be live tomorrow again at some point in the evening. And, you know, I are even Ukrainian. I don't know. Am I even Ukrainian? I don't know. See, my Ministry of Internal Affairs seems to think I'm Ukrainian because, you know, they had given me a Ukrainian passport. I renewed it this year. I do have my Ukrainian driver's license and my Ukrainian internal ID. You know, I am a Ukrainian citizen and a citizen of no other country than Ukraine. So yeah, you know, my mom seems to think I'm a Ukrainian citizen. My mom, who's in Ukraine. My dad, who's in Ukraine, also seems to think I'm a Ukrainian citizen, and so does literally my government. But yeah. We love a performative activist. See, I love a troll. And I literally do not owe you to explain to you what I do for my country. But what I will say is we love a troll that doesn't even know how to perform, because at first they wanted to say I'm not Ukrainian. So naturally, why am I talking about this here? Oopsie doopsie, didn't work. I am Ukrainian. So it's like, performative activism. Anyways, alrighty. There's so many trolls here, and I just don't, you know, too many trolls, too little time. And I would love to get back to all of you. I swear, I actually love trolls. But I need to go. I still have ice cream, and Cindy is looking at me so annoyed. Sinona, do you wanna come here and say hello? I might put you in a hat again, and you are gonna hate me, but like, it's just for a second. I'll give you a treat afterwards. Cindy, come here. Oh, you are. Oh my gosh. Cindy, come here. Cindy. Cindy. Cindy, come here. The carrier is right there. Cindy, come here. She was like sleeping in it all day until like now. Cindy, come here. But I know you don't want to come here because you know that last time I picked you up, I put you in a hat. And this time is gonna be no different because okay, Cindy, you're gonna get a treat for this. I swear, you're gonna Sin. Okay, I get it. You don't like you okay, well. She's so mad. Okay, I'm taking the hat off. Let me take it off. Well, if you run away, I'm not gonna be able to take it off. See, I told you she hates the hat. We had it on for like a second for a picture. Okay, trade you ice cream for a slice of pumpkin roll. What the F is a pumpkin roll? Oh. Anyways, okay, you guys, I gotta go. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. And yes, Baba. And I'm gonna go give this thing something to eat because she is not happy. Merry Wolfmas. Thank you. All right, bye guys. Bye. Merry Christmas. What is a pumpkin roll? Okay. Bye.